The crazy part of life was when you lost your loved ones, especially the one that was very close to you. I killed my husband, Martin's Cole, because of jealousy. Now I was regretting my action. Out of jealousy, I probably killed him. But what happened? Let me share my story. I and my husband got married 5 years ago. We were a very lovely couple. After we got married, we traveled for our honeymoon at a Voodoo cattle ranch. It was a moment of love. I didn't just love him, he was perfect for me. Martin's Cole died in a car accident while he was traveling for a business trip. He was not the type of person that loved to speed. He loved enjoying his trip with soft music. Before he left, he hugged me tight, not knowing the hug was the last hug. I stood till he drove the car out of the compound. Immediately, he left. I entered the living room to continue a conversation on the phone, not quite long. A call came into my phone that I should come. That my husband had been involved in a car crash, according to the emergency rescue. They alleged that he had a brake failure, and he left his lane and crashed with the tanker from the other lane, so they took him to the hospital thinking all would be well.
We have a 50-year-old male, massive trauma. BP is 80/40 and dropping.
All right, let's move. Get him to Bay 2.
But no, he died. I couldn't believe what my eyes had witnessed. I couldn't believe what the doctor pronounced. Few days after, we buried my lovely husband at just 40 years of age. My husband was buried amidst tears. He was laid to rest. But wait, my conscience was judging me that I knew about his death because I was a cheater. I had been cheating on him the 5th year of our marriage, not because he wasn't perfect for me. 5 years together, no child. But did that mean I killed him? That was what my heart was telling me. Who was that guy I was dating? My husband was a contractor, a builder, and a very successful person. He had many properties, lots of savings because he always promised me life. In fact, none of his family troubled me because of our childlessness, and we were fine. Collins was a friend to my husband. They worked together, though, as an apprentice. After a successful day at the site, Collins and my husband returned home, dirty and tired. I was on my green nightwear, though it was late. Collins left to his house because his house was just a stone throw next to our building. My husband went up to change and refresh. We sat down for dinner. After eating, he left to the toilet and his phone beeped for a WhatsApp message. I picked it to check and I saw something strange as the message read, "Will you be available tomorrow from Veronica?" That night wasn't the best night ever. I couldn't sleep all through thinking, man. I laughed, so I acted like nothing happened. Morning came by. He dressed up for another journey without Collins. I hugged him and waited outside till he drove off. I picked my phone to call Collins to join me at home. While on his call, an emergency call came in. It was the most devastating news ever. I was told that my husband had been involved in an accident. A nasty accident that claimed his life. After the burial, people came to comfort me, friends and families. One thing surprised me. Right before the dinner, there was a day I was searching for something, when I saw a document hidden up in the wardrobe. I saw a house document of over $40 million. Not in his name, it was Veronica's name on the document. The document wasn't full ownership yet, but I saw Veronica's name boldly written on it. I couldn't talk about it to him. I kept it. Years passed. Life continued with me and Collins, because love didn't just kickstart. One thing about my late husband, he had never bought something for me either. He would send money to my account to get what I needed. But for Collins, he was different. He bought flowers that smelled nice, we cooked together. Love grew between us, but he could never be loved more than my late husband. I loved him more than anything else. Should I agree that I killed him because of revenge? Because Collins and I never went deep yet until I saw a move from my late husband. Though Collins knew I also had feelings for him. So life continued. Collins started to ask for my husband's property, that property that was worth dollars. His move became suspicious, and I started to ruminate about it, but no clue came either. Mrs. Veronica, a billionaire's daughter, who was working with my husband, came to our house. I couldn't even entertain her, but she didn't mind. She told me the business between her and my late husband. The document with him was the first signed document. She explained the half ownership between both of them. She said something that struck my mind, that my husband had only 30% of the ownership because they were building a 5-star hotel. But after the completion, my husband would become the CEO of the hotel and have 80% of the building, because she only funded the materials, but my late husband was using his skills with his workers. Workers without collecting money from her. My eyes became more clear. I asked her who was aware about this. She said my husband's boy knew about it. My heart shook. My heart started to pound. My BP rose and I got home. And I regretted that moment. It never ended there. I started my own investigation. I traveled to where my late husband's wrecked car was. I went with our mechanic to help me examine the car. From the reports, it was a brake failure, they said. So I told my mechanic to examine if anything was tampered with, because before the day of the accident, I had called Collins to help me check the car to fix some things. After a thorough check, my mechanic told me that one piece of the brake pad was missing. I was surprised. I left immediately to the car garage. Guess what? I saw the piece of the brake pad. I took it inside and I realized how I had killed my husband with my insecurity and a life of cheating. Yet, it wasn't clear why Collins could do such. Collins came in and saw me crying. I immediately showed him the brake pad, and he became silent. He knew that there was nothing to say again. Collins began to explain to me why he removed the brake. That it was because he had loved me since the day he stepped inside the house, and also he knew that my husband was in a big contract that nobody knew about except him. That if he killed him, he would be in possession of the company. Mind you, I was recording on my phone. I explained to him about the property, that the day he was about to become the full owner was the day he killed him. I left him and went straight home to call the police. Collins was arrested and sentenced to death by hanging. But for me, my heart sentenced me to years of grief, depression, and I lost it all.